What's going on, everybody? This is Jesse, Justin, Edwin, soon to be Chris as well, and we are here with episode 88 of Comic Conversation. We're getting up there, guys. Heading towards 100 pretty quick. So, in a few weeks we'll be at the big old 100. So, 88. That's a pretty cool number. That's the number that you need to hit to time travel. So, that's always a good thing. So, we got a lot of topics to talk about tonight. Some really big things have hit the news circuit in terms of comic books, but also kind of more dealing with some world issues at the same time, but still, tying into this hobby that we have here. So we'll be talking about a couple things. So there's been some teases for Marvel this week, some more movie news, some things that were dropped off, some rumors. We'll touch on that. And some things for Star Wars as well. So there's a couple of things we're going to talk about there. And I want to actually touch on something that I thought was pretty interesting, how the hashtag Metoo movement might affect the Disney-Fox merger. We'll find out what their final decision is in about a month. I think that they said they're having the shareholder meeting in July to determine if they're going with Disney or if they're going with Comcast. But I want to touch on something briefly in regard to that that might affect I'm getting ahead of myself, so that's all I'll say on that. And Marvel Studios is courting a very interesting club. So I want to talk about that and some potential movies that might come out of that. So that might be pretty interesting. Also, there are some new ways to access some comic books. One is going to be ComiXology. And then, and we'll touch on this as well, but GameStop is actually initiating a comic book sales, like a pilot program. So you might be able to actually buy comic books through GameStop. So we'll get to that towards the end. And of course, we have some big things happening. Edwin has an announcement to make about a book, as well as Justin, who has a couple of things that he might want to go ahead and auction off, maybe. We'll see about that towards the end of the show as well, or throughout the show. It's up to him when he wants to do it. So really exciting stuff there. We are going to say some hellos. I do want to give some shout outs to the chat because we have quite a few people rolling in already. We have, a lot of people. Let me go ahead and start at the top. Jason Smith was first. So Jason Smith was first, but Jackio was the first thumbs up. So thank you for that. Philly Superman is here as well. Splash Page Comics, Otaku Dan 48. Geek Lifestyle, JR23. Hello, I see you waving. We also have Otaku Dan, if I didn't say that already. Iron Galactus, Big E's, home with NY Warriors, who, by the way, give a shout out right now, have an auction on Saturday night. So check that out. Sweet Exorcist 7 is here, as well as Miss Hustle. We also have Pocket Universe Comics. That's a cool name. And I see, who else? NLC. I also see 74 Screwgun. So, okay, bunch of people here. So, very cool. Welcome to the party. So, we'll go ahead. I'll give a couple little plugs later on throughout the show. So, we'll get to that. But I don't want to keep rambling here and bore you all. So, I'm going to kick it over to you guys, do some updates, and let me know what you guys have been up to in the past week or so.
I'll go last. I'm getting ready for something. Go ahead.
All right. I'll go first. You're up on deck.
I'll go first.
All right.
Second, technically. Normal stuff. Haul, Sunday morning comics. There may be a Friday morning comics tomorrow, everybody. So be ready for that. If so, it'll be at 10 in the morning. It's a good way to kick off the weekend, right? So good stuff like that. And yes, auction stuff later, if you guys are so inclined. We got this awesome Batman set behind me. We got some number ones. We got some variant covers. It's always good stuff. And, as we always do over on Edwin's channel, it's an affordable auction. So we start low and then we go high, right? That's how we do it. So, but I hope everybody else has been having a great week. That's pretty much all that I got right now.
Awesome. Very awesome. So, I know you said Sunday. Saturday, I'll go ahead and say this now. We were talking about this earlier. I know that I just said that Biggie's over on his channel, NY Warriors, are having an auction. I believe it starts, and correct me if I'm wrong, just go ahead and leave a comment. I'll say it out loud. I believe it starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course, being New York. So what I want to do is, because this is a very structured show, right? We have our topics, we go through them, and sure, we chat, like freestyle chat about it, but it's topics that we go through a list. What I want to do is just a very like open mic style, casual, no agenda type of show. Kind of like a lot of the other channels, or a few of them had them, back in the day, where it was just a bunch of people, comic book friends, comic book aficionados, just kind of just chilling and hanging out. So I was thinking Saturday night, maybe a little bit earlier, 5:30, 6:30, whenever is best for people, but just have a chat where 10, if we use Google Hangouts, up to 10 people can come and just hang out and, talk, and, it'd be on air, and just one of those kind of freestyle style shows. So if you guys want to join, anybody in the chat, what I'll do is, put up the link, throw the link up there, throughout the show, and everybody can just kind of come in and out and say hi, and maybe like an hour long or so. So not too long. And with enough of a buffer though, so if it does go long, that we don't cut into the NY Warriors auction. So that might be a weekly thing. But I want to kind of do a test run on that this Saturday. So just kind of wanted to put that out there. And I see, Chris, you are popping in and out, but I see you're finally here. So hi.
Anybody? I was just sitting there on my side. I just couldn't see anything, so I just kept kind of going in and out. I didn't know if you guys just see me or not. So, but I'm here.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Ultron is here.
That's all right. All right. Sweet. What have you been up to lately? Any good updates, or
Well, just as you can see, it's not my normal background, so I'm not
Right.
in my same spot anymore. Nothing like that. It's I'm in a different spot now. So moving things and getting things over to my, to where I'm living at now, and just slowly, just getting situated. So hopefully I can spruce up this background a little more. No one wants to see, the walls as they are, but it is what it is. So
cool.
Other than that, though, everything's fine. It's nothing bad. Just moved from my apartment now because that house is being sold, so we're out into a different spot. So it's been something that we've been working with for a little bit, and just more of a private thing that I wouldn't normally say it out loud, but it's just like there's just something where you really can't do anything about it. It's just right there. So it's just like, yeah, I gotta tell. I mean, my last video I alluded to it, saying that in the process of moving. So new spot. That's where I am. So just gotta kind of
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know family grew recently, so those big life changes seem to happen around the same time. So yeah. So all right, cool. All right, floor is yours, good sir, Mr. Strictly Comics.
Let me answer. Sure. Nice cover, bro. Just to answer this question real quick. Yes, I'm going to be at those showcase events from now on. All right, so I can't give a shout out to everybody because there's so many people, but thank you everybody for joining us. I imagine some of the people that are in the chat want to partake in something that we're doing here. We're going to do a giveaway. Thank you for presenting me, by the way. We're going to be giving away a Amazing Spider-Man number 129. But now let me say this, stay to the end of what I'm about to say, because it's a raffle giveaway. It is not a free giveaway, but I will be giving away 3 spots for free in this giveaway. It's going to be, let me see here. Can you guys, let me see if you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
okay.
We can see your face, not your screen.
Not my screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's going to be $20 a spot. It's a big boy book. It's about a 4.0, 4.5, $20 a spot, 30 spots, but actually 27 because I'm going to be giving away 3 spots. If anybody is interested, go ahead and hit me up at strictlycomics with an X at gmail.com. The first 9 spots that sell will stop. We'll give away a spot. We'll ask a question. And then we'll go for the next 9. And then once those sell, we'll give away another spot. And then we'll give away the last 9. And then we'll give away the last spot. So if anybody's interested, it's going to be $20 a spot. There are no spots currently taken right now. So go ahead and just either message in the chat or something like that. And we'll go ahead and raffle this off hopefully by the end of the show. If not, we'll continue it on Instagram or my channel until we get all the spots filled. So if I'm forgetting anything, guys, let me know. But that's all I can think of right now.
I think that covers it. It's pretty cool. That's exciting. Hope some people want to, partake in that. So, I think we already have a spot. Well, bam, Mr. Biggies.
Spot one, please.
Spot number one. I feel like he always gets spot number one, but I could be wrong.
And just from doing that like randomizer thing, like spot number one, you got some good odds because one seems to pop up a lot when you're clicking random,
Especially when you use 3 dice, right?
Oh my gosh, man, that was a mistake.
Okay, I gotta roll the dice 15 times.
Right.
That was a mistake. I was thinking like 10.
Now you know why people do 2 dice. Yeah. So
I got Jeff G and I got Big E's. I don't want to hold you guys up. Jesse, you want to go ahead and kick it off or whatever you gotta do. I gotta grab a pen real quick.
All right. Cool. So yeah, we'll be monitoring the chat. If we call them out and you feel like we missed you, definitely make sure you put that in there again so we don't miss it. So there's a third one there for you. Okay, so we do have a couple plugs I'll make right now. First would be comicbook.com website, as well as comicfrontline.com. A couple great places to get some news, put some stuff up there pretty regularly. One of the topics we're going to be talking about tonight, actually put up on Comic Book, as an article. And then, of course, I want to shout out all of our podcast friends, all of our streaming extended family over on iTunes and SoundCloud and Podbean and Stitcher and yada, 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 all of those places. So thank you for being part of this whole fun shebang. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump right into the topics. So Marvel this week, and I should probably unpresent Edwin. I'm being really unprofessional right now.
But Edwin's so pretty. We can just look at him all show.
Okay. All right. So Marvel had a couple teases this week, 2 in fact. First one is who are the Asgard? Oh, they said Guardians are no more. Who are the Asguardians of the galaxy, right? And then I think it was today when they actually said who that team's going to be. So you're going to get Angela, which is cool. I'm glad she's back. Valkyrie.
Nice.
Scourge. Throg, which is the Thor frog.
Thor frog.
Thor frog. Kevin Masterson will be back as Thunderstrike, and then I believe that the last member was the Destroyer, right?
Yep.
So that is your Asgardians of the galaxy. So should be interesting.
One enemy, actually, it was 2 sworn enemies. No, yeah, 2 sworn enemies of Thor that are just like, you know what, we're on a team. Bygones are bygones. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Well, the Destroyer's just a puppet for whoever's controlling him. So or did they give him like sentience at some point? I don't remember. So I'm definitely interested to pick up the book. I mean, it's a Thor tie-in. Come on, of some way.
I feel like just those 2 names stick out to me. It's like, oh, so it's just like, I mean, the only one. Actually, I was expecting you to say Loki, and I would have been like, oh, this is kind of a. I would have said a little bit cop. I see they're trying to, smother a little bit of MCU into us, but I mean, I have no problem with that.
You can't really judge a book till you read it, but
it is like the biggest shock for me though was that Eric Masterson was coming back.
Yeah, Thunderstrike
in an Asgardian book, and as of any of the characters on there, even Frog Thor, he probably has the least connection to Asgard. We'll see how that goes. I'm definitely excited to check it out. I know Cullen Bunn's doing the writing, so who knows how it'll be, but I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to be checking out, if not just for Angela, man. I love me some Angela.
Sir.
So, yeah.
Oh,
so cool. All right. The second announcement that they made is that Wolverine will be able to, and I'll tell you, Charles Soule, it was a kind of like, this might be happening based on the teaser, but then Charles Soule, the writer, confirmed it. So Wolverine is going to be able to heat up his claws, basically.
Yeah.
So he said, let me read his quote, and then we can, judge it. I thought this was a real opportunity to do things that would make him feel new and fresh in a way. If you come back from the dead, it should mean something. One of the outwardly physical manifestations of that is that now, from time to time, his claws, once they're popped, they can heat up. They can get really hot. So, I don't know about just like heating them up. but it would be cool if they were like hellfire, like covered in hellfire or something. That would be cool when he's swinging his claws around. But I don't know. I like the idea of something maybe new, but just the idea that they'll heat up just sounds a little. He will be
super useful at breakfast now. Cut butter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like lightsaber claws. Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't know if they light up, but I know they heat up, which is.
What is it supposed to come from? His body heat or something, or what?
I don't know.
We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of like physics involved and some like potential pain and seared flesh issues that could come from this, but healing factor.
Exactly. He can do some really mean kebabs. I don't know. I feel like they've tried to give him new powers and change up his power set from time to time, and it never works out well. When I say that, I'm thinking of feral Wolverine. Remember that after Onslaught,
Mr. No-Nos?
Yeah, exactly. Bone Claw.
Yeah. Well, he went primal. He got back to his primal instincts. He was animal.
I didn't like it though. Yeah.
No, he was like Pirate Wolverine because he wore the bandana over his eyes. It was weird.
Oh yeah,
he did.
And his nose went away, kind of. Yeah, that was a weird situation because he killed Genesis. I remember that part of things. No, I'm sorry. It started partially because he had that it was in issue 90. He kills supposedly kills Sabretooth. And then after that, he in 100 killed Genesis, Cable's son, Tyler Dayspring, killed him, and then he just was no longer human. He just, reverted into this just, animal form or whatever. And it's just like, he's killed so many other people. Like, why do these two just make him just, lose humanity and his nose? I don't understand.
Yeah, why his nose of all things?
That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Lords of the Long Box had something pretty interesting and makes sense. It said Wolverine can now cauterize your wounds after he slices you. So,
that's true.
No blood. Bloodless. Yeah.
Hey.
So I don't know. I'm glad Wolverine's back, but I don't want they're bringing these people back, but we want that character back that we know, right? So don't bring them back and then change them too much because that's kind of defeating the purpose, right? You might as well just keep the whatever new character, whatever it is, but give us like the OG character. And I just see that Jacko said that too. OG Wolverine. That's what we want. Just straight up Wolverine as we know him.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost to the point of like they're throwing like 90s gimmicks at us. So like at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Wolverine came back and he had armor too.
Yeah,
or a new extreme suit of some sort. But yeah, I'm with you. I just want, if Wolverine's coming back, I just want Wolverine back.
Or a suit with a boob window.
Yeah,
that's 90s. Remember that from was it Fantastic Four? Yeah, she had the whole like.
Sue Storm when she went to her
90s
coming of age phase. She was like, you know what?
Yeah, she had a big giant gun. Like, what are you doing with a big gun?
Yeah, but then she became a villain for like a few episodes.
She became Malice. That's what she said. She was a dominatrix.
Malice. That's right. Yeah, we like the dominatrix term. Like Mary Marvel when she got the black costume. That was cool.
Yeah, she was like punk rock.
Yeah.
But that was because it was Black Adam's initially took over her a little bit, but then she's like, "No, this is really me. I never wanted to be good." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like all that time part of the Marvel family, and you just didn't want to be part of it. Okay, well.
Comically Flawed said they could make him turn green when he gets angry. Oh wait,
yeah,
they've already got Weapon H.
Yeah, Weapon H. Yeah, you know what I read, and I'm jumping around here, but I actually read, and I'm sure a lot of you did as well. Immortal Hulk #1. I don't know if you guys picked that up. Al Ewing's writing it. Great Alex Ross cover on the cover A.
Yeah.
It was really good. If you like horror genre or if you're a fan of Hulk, this is going back to the core of who Hulk is.
Yeah.
Like, that first issue of Hulk, is he man or monster or both?
Like Gray Hulk?
Right back to that question, yeah. It's this really smart Hulk, not the dumbed down Hulk.
Yeah.
And also he's got like this really like menacing grin. Like he like looks at himself in the mirror and he's got like this like, you know, it was good. It surprised me actually. I definitely recommend that title if you're looking for something to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a Hulk fan, if you've ever been interested in the Hulk, that's a great one to start with. Al Ewing, I mean, I really, in the last like 2 years, I don't know if I've read anything that he's done at Marvel that I haven't enjoyed, whether it be a character I really like or not. His stories are always really good.
Yeah, he's up there with Jason Aaron, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in terms of the story quality. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. As far and overall like long storytelling. He will tell you a story that takes 10 issues or something like that. But you get enough in the meantime that you don't feel like there's weird filler issues or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. And even if there is a little bit, the payoff at the end is usually pretty damn good and worth it.
Right.
You know, he quote unquote sticks the landing, you know, something that was a complaint about Bendis, you know?
Yep.
So, all right, cool. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is that apparently the Green Lantern Corps movie has a director. Now, the rumor for that movie is that it's going to actually be focusing on Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. They're going to be going out and finding Hal Jordan, who lost his ring, which is why he wasn't able to participate in like the Justice League movie and stuff so far because he lost his ring. So that's kind of like really basic plot, you know, but not even plot. That's just a couple plot points.
I don't know. That sounds cool. That sounds pretty cool. So
yeah,
as a Green Lantern fan, you know, you mentioned that it was just going to be Simon and Jessica, and I was like, I don't know. But you threw Hal in there. Now it is a core movie.
Exactly.
And if they went as far as what they do with the books, where they have to share a lantern, that would just be a huge shout out to the books. And I would really like that.
Yep. Cool. That movie's way far off into the future, so we got a ways to go for that. Reminding you guys, and I think, did you get the people up to date?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay. All right. How many spots do you got now?
Quite a few still.
Okay.
I'll talk about it whenever you're done with the topic.
Right.
One of the things I was going to say though is, so does that mean we all need to get Jessica Cruz's first appearance because
Justice League?
What's her first appearance? Because I thought I had it.
Justice League 30 something. I don't remember the number. It was like part of the what was it?
The New 52 run.
Yeah, but what was that storyline? What was that storyline where the crime syndicate or whatever came in?
That wasn't the Dark
Side.
Oh,
Forever Evil?
Forever Evil.
Oh, Forever Evil.
Yeah, definitely, you know, great series. And I mean, that book right now, Green Lanterns, is so hit or miss on whether it's good. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you want to throw it in the trash. So
I like it.
Yeah.
It's one of the books that I've been really happy with from Rebirth. But I didn't pick up the annual. I wanted to, but I just decided not to. I don't know. It's just I think it was more or less just the covers really weren't all that great, and I didn't feel like spending extra money on it.
Yeah,
and I don't think it really. I think it ties into stuff from the past rather than the actual storyline. So I'm just gonna stick with the main story with it. But I've liked it so far. I think it's pretty good. But I know what Justin's saying. There's a couple of issues that are kind of, you know, they're more filler issues, I guess, and they're not full out like. It seems like they weren't as fleshed out as some of the, you know, really good parts of that series. So, you know, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, so they're saying in the chat, her first appearance at Green Lantern 20. Her first appearance as Green Lantern is Justice League 31. And then Captain Cold went on to say it's a really horrible first appearance, if you can even call it that. So yeah.
I think we've seen a lot of horrible first appearances.
It's just her hand. It's just
her hand.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
there's been a lot like that, like with Eddie Brock. It was just his hand, like you just pushing him, or even Darkseid, where it's just him on a monitor. You know, it's funny how I know Undisputed Frost mentioned this in one of his recent videos. Whatever that determination is for what a first appearance is absolutely not consistent. Like Wolverine, Hulk 180. You know, you get a full page panel of Wolverine. He's right there. You know, there's dialogue. There's everything that should count as a first full. It used to be considered that, but now it's a cameo. There's a lot of other examples like
also,
that, but it's just they're not consistent at all.
Yeah,
It's funny.
like was it the Uncanny X-Men annual 14? Like
I was just gonna say that.
there's definitely like Gambit has dialogue,
Gambit,
and there's a few different pages where he's talking and he's actually like involved, and they're just like, yeah, that's a cameo. It's just like he's right there talking and everything.
Biggest
and then,
cameo ever.
Well, then you have James Rhodes' first appearance, which is I think is it 118? Is it Iron Man 117 or 118? One of those two.
118.
And literally, so he's just wearing a jacket that says Rhodes on the front. And he's like, Mr. Stark, you ready to go? And that's his first appearance. And that's not even a first appearance. That's just like that. That's as cameo as you can get. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you have no idea whether this guy's going to be anything from that point forward. But I don't know. The first appearance police kind of make their own rules. So nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. That's like a long rabbit hole, man.
Exactly.
Going down the first appearance thing, man.
Yeah, but then it comes down to like but it really comes down to like what's more valuable to you, as far as like going through your collection and things like that. And that kind of throws you off. So you're like, do I want the cameo or do I want the first appearance? It's like,
and there was even a thing for a little bit for first mention.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And
then before that, there was a thing called predates.
Yep. Predates, yep.
Yep. So I hear a drink.
Like I actually, it's funny because I recently showed a book in one of my videos that there's a character, like there's a full out character in the Nick Fury book, Nick Fury number 15, that's called Bullseye. I mean, he's got pretty much
the older Bullseye guy,
completely different, but he's got the target on his chest. He calls himself Bullseye. He gets killed at the end of the issue, yet the Daredevil Bullseye is the one that we regard as the actual first appearance of the character. But that came out I think it was like 7 years before.
That was his first appearance and his death issue.
Right.
Yeah. It's all wrapped into one, but then it says like, yeah, but that's not the real Bullseye. The real Bullseye was this guy over here. This is just some crony that was paid off by Hydra, so that's not real.
That was
you could say that about Harley Quinn too. There was a character called Harlequin.
Yep.
Back in like I think the 70s, she was in Teen Titans. I think it was.
Yeah, she was Dula.
Yeah. So there's a ton of those like that.
It's strange. It's just like like it really makes like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I mean, in the end of it, and I wonder now too if grading has gone ahead and made it a little bit tougher, just because the fact is you have now an authority saying, no, this is the first appearance, or this is actually a cameo, and this, what I mean? So I think
there's a flip side to that too, where there's a character that for the longest time isn't deemed important, and then there's a movie announcement or an appearance somewhere, and then there's attention to them, and then people go back and look because people like to look at the CGC labels to decide, help determine, and there's no notation about it. So like, oh, that can't be it because CGC didn't say it, but it just that it wasn't deemed important enough for a while, So there's a whole flip side to that too.
Yeah.
So all right, cool. The other thing we were going to talk about was a couple of movies. So we're talking about adding people to the mythologies and the mythos. How about some things that are being removed? There's been 2 movies that have been taken off of 2 different studio slates. First one is Doctor Doom. That's basically being shelved, and I think we all know why. Too far down the road, past the potential merger, for that to really be a slotted in thing. They still want to do it, but I think there's a lot of uncertainty around it. The other one is Silver and Black. So what they did was they pulled it off the schedule. It was supposed to come out in February of next year. They haven't announced a new release date for it, so it's not been like tossed in the waste bucket yet, but it's basically shelved. So they may come out with a new release date. They may just kind of be waiting to see, the reception of Venom and things like that before they really decide what to do and move forward with. Maybe they realized they were moving ahead a little bit too fast. But all we kind of know right now is that they took it off the schedule. So,
well, we've known about that for at least a year and a half. Silver and Black, almost 2 years. And it's funny because the day that they announced that, I all of a sudden just started seeing people on IG trying to sell their Amazing Spider-Man 265s, first Silver Sable, and I didn't get it at first, but they were just basically trying to get what they could because of the shelving.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, that I think really does speak to what Jesse was saying, which is like check and see what happens with with Venom first, just because to go out and put out a movie, based on, I mean, and they're both, I guess you could call it anti-heroes, without knowing how they're going to do, and then without Spider-Man being involved, it's a very, very risky thing to do. So, I mean, I think that, they're being smart by holding it back and seeing what happens with it. I don't really see the appeal fully of a Silver Sable movie, just because, I mean, she's not even that, she wasn't that major of a character, even in Spider-Man's story. She just kind of popped in here and there, and just, I guess because of the fact that she was, new and fresh at the time, she was popular, but then, I mean, she hasn't done anything in years. I mean,
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of two femme fatales going at it, on a global scale, two spies, and they're like fighting, and
Yeah, but I also feel like Felicia Hardy. I mean, just the fact that she's had such a long history in Marvel, like she deserves the justice of being in a Spider-Man movie and having a bigger role. I agree with that. I mean, I think that this kind of doesn't really bring her out the right way. That's just my thoughts on it.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. I hadn't thought about it that way, but yeah, that does make sense. So you're talking about holding back and just kind of waiting, see how things happen. DC, I know we've said it for a couple episodes, and that maybe they're learning their lesson, but it seems like right now maybe not, because they're not holding back. What they're doing is potentially, like Jackie O said, they do like to make announcements, and not everything comes through. Latest announcement is that they want to give Jared Leto's Joker, his Joker from Suicide Squad, his own movie. So that Joker,
that Joker,
I have my opinions about him, would be getting his own movie. Now, this would be separate from the Todd Phillips Martin Scorsese film, which would also be focusing around the Joker. And I think that he wanted Joaquin Phoenix for that. Now, what this would be is part of a whole like series of spin-offs of all like the Suicide Squad characters. And I think part of that would be actually Birds of Prey, because that has Harley Quinn in it. So it would be part of that. Interesting that they're choosing to go this route. And then I guess the flip side of that is, the Batman is still on with Matt Reeves. And I guess Affleck is getting towards the end of contract negotiations, and it seems like it's something that he's going to move forward with, continuing to be Batman. So
they're pulling him out of the trash, because he was in the trash. They were done with him. It was like, get in there. But now they're like, we'll dust him off, make him nice again, see what we can do. Like, I think that I don't think that's a bad idea. I think to let him be Batman isn't bad. I think a lot of it just comes down to the fact that Warner Brothers was so just like tight-fisted on what they were going to let people do, and Affleck probably just isn't used to working like that. I mean, he's say what you will about him as far as other movies he's done and things like that, but he's directed. I mean, he's been in all phases of movie production, so it's just like to kind of put handcuffs on a guy like that doesn't really always sit well with people.
I think they realize that they need him.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, you can't. All right. He had a vision for the character before he even joined on. He was excited to do it, and he wanted to be, part of, what's going on. And now all of a sudden, it's just like, you took all his freedom away and kind of told him like you're gonna do it like this, and basically kicked him off of the whole, process of, writing it and getting everything together. And now it's just like, use this guy like he's an asset. He knows what he's doing. Like, I don't think he can really make it any kind of worse, especially when he's got the passion to do it. Like, I think that is a mistake on their part. On the other side, though, that Joker movie, I feel like they got money to spend. Like, we're going to make our own Joker movie. Scorsese's not going to show us up. And it's just like, that's stupid. That's really stupid. I mean, I feel like it's stupid. I mean, Jared Leto's Joker wasn't well received. I'm not saying that he had enough time to really make it out to be something good, but just in general, I mean, he just, for my taste, he played it horrible. And I don't want to see a 2-hour movie. I don't want to see anything.
Not my Joker.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to see. I don't want to see any feature-length film with him as Joker. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's no good. He's not good. It's not the role for him. He overacts it because he's excited to be it, but no, he's terrible.
If they did a Harley movie and he randomly showed up in the movie a couple times, that would be fun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and just based off like Suicide Squad and the excitement for that character that everybody had with Margot Robbie, like they could easily just do a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah,
it would make money. So why go to something that very few people liked, got criticized like completely out of the water? Like no critic was like, oh, his rendition of the Joker was amazing. No one said that. So don't even go with it. Don't even try it. It's like they're grasping at straws. Now, the Batman thing, Affleck, I would love to see what he had originally planned for Batman. When he was talking about he was going to be directing it, he was working on the script, the story, everything. That, to me, felt like it would have had Kevin Smith influences on it, just because they're such big friends. And, it would have been a Batman movie that we actually wanted, probably with, made by fans, essentially, So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm happy he's going to stay with
what could have been. Right.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be one of those things we'll get to hear about at a con in like 5-10 years, Well, here's what I was going to do,
It'll be like that legend, all those like the Justice League Mortal, we'll eventually hear about that. So, what we would like to hear more about is what happened with Kelly Marie Tran. A lot of people are saying that she deleted her Instagram, quit social media because she was being harassed by internet bullies. They were saying like really vile, racist things to her. But this did not come from her. This came from a Twitter account called Star Wars Facts. It's not an official account. And they just said that she has been receiving months of harassment after taking over the role. And she was Rose Tico in The Last Jedi, right? But she didn't say that. She just deleted it. She had a little quote on there. And that's pretty much it. So a lot of people are rolling with the story and saying that, and it's very believable because there are a lot of well, let's just say I've seen some pretty nasty things out there in terms of fandom. But the other side of it is that maybe she they're filming episode 9. They're starting that very soon. So maybe she doesn't like social media anyway. So maybe she just wanted to get rid of it and just focus on the movie and
social media distracted
and be the one that's accused of leaking stuff or whatever, So it could be she just quit and they just kind of put two separate pieces of two different puzzles together because they happen to fit together. But we don't have that confirmation from her. Okay. That being said, it's still worth talking about because there's a lot of, and this isn't new to fandom. It's not exclusive to Star Wars, but there's a lot of really vile toxicity out there, a lot of anger and a lot of like, your opinion is different than mine. So you are a horrible person, and I could use different words, but I'll just say that. Yeah. And it's been going on for a while. I mean, we had, I'm trying to think who it was. George Lucas, he kind of gave up. We'll talk about Kathleen Kennedy in a minute. There's been a lot of hate towards Ryan Johnson, Pablo Hidalgo, Hayden Christensen quit acting because of like fan hate. Jake Lloyd, they basically like took up a methamphetamine habit and ended up in jail or something like that. I don't know, but he had a rough life. All because fans were not exclusively the only reason, but.
Well, I've been reading a little bit about this, and some people had said that if you take almost any major leading role in Star Wars, you're almost doomed to have like a ending career, or you're going to be typecasted or something, because the expectations are so high but the expectations are different for so many people across the board. So because you're never going to please everybody, you're going to eventually touch those fans the wrong way, and they're going to lash out at you. So, but then again, it's
but
like
the thing is, people need to separate the character. She didn't write the character. She didn't write the role. You need to separate the character from the actor. You know, it's okay to not like the character. And I think I saw in the comments here, she was shoehorned into Last Jedi. It was kind of like this character that was just kind of stuck in there, not really much purpose, maybe like kind of miswritten. But that's not Kelly Marie Tran. You know, that's not her. So that anger and that hate may come from a valid place, but it's being misdirected.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think too. I mean, it's just like she's just an actor trying to do a job that she's being paid for. You know what I mean? She didn't write it. You know what I mean? If you want to have that type of gripe with somebody, you can take it up with the studio or whatever. I mean, and even them, you know, you still don't have the right to attack them in the street. That's like people gave Zack Snyder a lot of shit. And then, no, seriously, it's like, you know, they gave him a lot of shit, but that's like, you know, hearing about his daughter's suicide and be like, good, you know, maybe you couldn't, if you directed better movie, she wouldn't have killed her. So that's a horrible thing to say. You know what I mean? That's not even close to cool. Or on the other side of it, attacking an actor for what they did in the movie. You know, how many people have played Hitler in movies? You know, sit there and call them all Nazi sympathizers because they played fucking Hitler. Like, calm down. You know what I mean? It's just like, it is what people play all different types of things. It's just like, you know, you have to separate, you know, the movie from the actor. Now, you can not like somebody's performance in a movie. That's fine. You know what I mean? You don't have to destroy them for it. Like, I don't like Jared Leto's Joker. Am I going to go to his house and throw eggs at him because I think his Joker sucks? No. Like, I won't watch another movie that he's in as a Joker just because I don't like the way he plays it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it shows a low IQ on those people because they're directing their anger at someone that has nothing to do with what they're angry about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like them yelling at a poster because they didn't like a movie.
That's true. Or like that joke in The Simpsons where Elvis shoots a TV. This show ain't no damn good, and he shoots a TV.
Right. So, I mean, that's right. It's really sad, but that's what it is. It's people that low IQ, I guess. They just can't differentiate and can't separate what the reality of something is from the fiction of what they're watching.
Right. Well, but that's the goal of the networks to sell these characters to you emotionally so that you buy into them and continue to watch. I remember hearing a story about remember 90210? There was the character Justin, look at it. There was a character named Donna. Remember Donna?
Yeah.
I guess there was Tori Spelling. Yeah. So I guess there was a scene where her and her boyfriend got into a fight, or he hit her or knocked her down the stairs or something like that. And he took like the guy who played her boyfriend at the time took a lot of heat. Like, why did you hit Donna or whatever? Like, people were commenting at him on the streets and stuff like that. And he's like, it's just a TV series. So, I mean, this isn't anything new, but, you know, again, it goes back to what I said. The networks have to tap into your emotions to sell you on these characters so they can get you to continue watching and buy merchandise.
But I think that's something that they Kathleen Kennedy especially really misjudged, is people's connection to Luke and Leia, you know, Han, you know, that they thought they could take him in different directions, which you saw, especially with Luke, I would say. And that was something that really turned people off, because there was a deep, you know, connection to these people that have gone since, you know, their childhoods, you know, myself included in that. So I do get it. You know, I do get where it comes from. But again, I think that, you know, you have to separate the character and the story and the movie.
Well, Brian has
the people who are paid to do these roles as their job, and that's not them when they're outside of the studio.
Yeah,
you know.
And Brian has a good point that he put. I was going to bring this up too, like, you know, just to kind of go with the 90210 thing, just like, you know, there's a very big difference between, you know, what's his name, Brian Austin Green getting into it with people on the street, because it's like, okay, you look at it, right, and it's just like, all right, that was what, 1996. You couldn't do much to like if you saw him in the street, you were hanging out in Hollywood or whatever, you happen to bump into him. Why'd you do that for? Now it's just like social media. Like, you can literally get on people's Instagram, their Twitter, and just, I mean, literally just bombard them all day with whatever you feel like saying to them, whether it's nice, mean, or whatever. So it's a very different ballgame, and it's really, really tough to judge that. You know, or to sometimes when you're dealing with that on a constant basis, even if it's just like, I just brush it off, I don't care. at some point, maybe somebody says, or how you don't know how many hundreds of them are getting through and getting under your skin and be like, look, I can't deal with this. Like this is a everyday. Like I wake up for breakfast and I'm getting told, you ruined this movie or you did this wrong. It's just like it's
you know who's getting a lot of that right now? Two people, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Right. She's kind of like, I'm not going to compare them, but she would be, if she was doing Marvel, she'd be the Kevin Feige. Also, Pablo Hidalgo, he's like the canon expert. They're going at these people a lot. One of the things with Kathleen Kennedy is that there's been a large calling for her to step down. And there is a rumor that she may step down as soon as September.
Yep.
So
I've heard she's probably already gone, or
well, I think that they need to be
behind closed doors
and find out who's going to replace her. There's really only a couple options. One would be Dave Filoni, who does a lot of the TV show stuff, but he's not really like, you would have to have him and then maybe somebody else in her role kind of working together. So I was thinking like a Jon Favreau would be pretty good. He's really good with like the business side of things, the exec side, but also is very involved in Star Wars. He knows it. He's doing shows. He's done MCU movies. He knows how to tie things together like a meta plot and also tell the story you're in. But same with Dave Filoni. He's really good as a director. He's really good as story. So something like that would be good. And I think that having like a team is better because you really, it's not just the movies you're doing. You're coordinating your comic books. You're coordinating TV shows. You're coordinating novels, and the movies. That's all canon. That has to all work together. It's like this giant story they're telling. For one person to do that is pretty tough. Because
I was going to say, you're trying to create a universe, maybe not a extended universe, but you're trying to create a universe, and for one person to be in charge of all that, I think it's too much for anybody. And I just felt like if everything went from the top down with Kathleen Kennedy, it almost seemed to me like she just didn't really know Star Wars that much. That's just what I got. Because I've talked to you guys about this, that if it were up to me, you drag Luke as long as you can. Because with that cliffhanger, everybody went to see The Last Jedi because they wanted to see Luke because of that cliffhanger. Now that he's gone, what else is there to look forward to? I mean, you got people that care about Rey and Finn. And again, if people like the movie, I'm not going to knock you for that. I just, give you my opinion about it. But
who likes it? The little girls and the boys who that's their first Star Wars.
Exactly. Because this is the third generation. You got the prequel generation. You got the original generation. Now they're trying to mesh like 3 generations of quote unquote Star Wars fans and lovers.
I don't think I'd say they're trying to mesh it. They're just trying to basically what they tried to
they're trying to make it work together and cohesive.
You know what? I just thought of this.
It's take their kids to see it. That's exactly where they went with it. And I think the part of the problem is that they kind of took the same approach that they did with the Transformers movie back in the day, which is you're there to sell new toys, you're there to sell new characters, you're there to everything new you want to have. So it's just like, all right, let's get rid of all the old stuff real quick in the beginning, and then we'll the people will love the new stuff. And it's just like on the one hand where it's just like you have all these parents that are taking their kids to see this movie. Now you got kids that are like, oh, that was great, and the parents are like, that was crap. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Or vice versa. It's just like you have it where it's just like you created a division where you maybe didn't need one. But I mean, I think that also though just kind of it plays to the point of like what's going to happen when let's say everything did go the way that you have Luke in there. All right, eventually they're going to step away, and then you're going to have the same issue. So whether it happened now or 5-6 years down the road, you were going to have this issue at some point. And the thing is, I think that the way they did it really jarred a lot of people and really just kind of got a lot of the older fans, the original fans, upset because it's like this is almost like a slap in the face in certain cases.
But you know what's happening, Chris. You actually just hit the nail on the head. I didn't think about this till you said something. This is the same thing that's happening when Optimus Prime died.
Yeah.
To get rid of old characters and bring in new ones, you're having the same type of reaction.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you watch it, and not to hop on this for too long, but if you watch the beginning of the Transformers movie, there's people who die that you don't even see have a death scene. They're just pulling out like old wrecked like wheeljacks being pulled out like a dead toaster, and you know there's like 3 or 4 other ones. There's and then like she forget about them. We gotta save ourselves. It's like there's like 10 dead Transformers in that room. You're not even gonna at least put them out into like a spot where you know they're not just in the middle of the battlefield dead like that, but. You know, this is what it is. Like
Optimus Prime died. I was like, what the hell?
Well, the thing was, if you watch the DVD and everything, like those guys said, like you know, we walked and all our kids loved the show, and then all of a sudden we took them in there, and they're just crying their eyes out. We realized after everything had been said and done that we had done something horrible to our kids, just because you know Hasbro wanted to sell new toys, and that's really
Rodimus Prime.
Yeah, they wanted to sell new toys, and I think that this is the same thing. Like we want to, all right, so you know, we want to have a farewell to these characters, but it's not really like Han's death didn't hit as hard, I think, as what happened with Luke, because Luke was really just unsatisfying the way that he went.
Well, the whole it's like they follow like formula.
Yeah.
As far as the Master Jedi can't survive past the second movie.
You know what else seems to follow the formula? The Marvel comics. They're having a really tough time. DC's doing a good job of it, but, you know, catering to us and also bringing in the new people. You know, that whole issue with, you know, the mantle and the legacy characters and the new people. It's the same thing that we see in the Marvel comic books as well. Coincidentally, they're both Disney.
I'm going out.
Okay.
So,
It does seem kind of weird. But it seems like it's a disconnect in Marvel's case of where they just don't have faith in their characters enough to present them as they should be, and so they want to tweak them and change them a bit. Whereas DC's like, here's Batman, here's Superman. You like them? Everybody has forever. You're going to continue to like them as they are. You know?
Yeah, and I think that DC hasn't done too much changing on the characters, even with you know the reintroduction and rebirth and all the rest of it. You know, I mean, there's certain things that have changed. I mean, you know, Batman is not the same Batman that was, you know, prior to New 52 and all the rest of it. But I mean, it's not that like he's not doing all these crazy things that he never did before. Like, you know what I mean? And I agree with Justin, where it's just like it's almost like they don't trust, you know, the characters that have been doing it forever to be, you know, strong enough to sustain a new audience. And it's just like there's nothing wrong with giving new storylines or taking things in different directions, but to just straight out, you know, completely change things for the sake of, well, we think that people are going to like this instead, without, it's just like, well, you got to realize there's going to be backlash because nobody, you know, you can't just change, you know, the way Captain America is and then all of a sudden be like, oh, well, he's been evil the whole time. And then all of a sudden, no, he's not evil. It's just, you know, the Cosmic Cube messed his head up. Don't worry about it. He just, he had a bad weekend in Vegas. He's all right now. It's just like, you know.
It's pretty bad when the publisher has to go, please finish the story.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you know, and I think a lot of that, you know, I think a lot of that kind of has to do with just people in general. The people in charge, I think, being more business minded than focused on the actual product. I mean, that's where I think a lot of this has gone. It's just that, you know, I think that Kathleen Kennedy, regardless of you know how she's supposed to be, like, you know, so like tied into George Lucas and all that, I think that she's very business minded. She's like, you know what, we're gonna make a lot of money just doing this, and people are gonna like it. And if we don't like it, we'll just tell them, well, that's the way it is, and deal with it. And a lot of people weren't willing to, you know, be subjected to that and just have someone tell them, you have to look at this. It's like, no, I don't have to like this just because you said so. But you know, so that's just my 2 cents on it.
All right, cool. So there's something else that's happening. In about a month, we've talked about this before on the show. We're going to find out what the determination is by Fox, whether they're going to go with Disney, who had 54 or $55 million stock offer to purchase them. Also, there's a bid in from Comcast for $60 million in cash. So what's happening right now, they're obviously looking into it, but there's maybe some issues that are going to happen with the Disney offer. First of all, it's a stock offer. and stocks are kind of
Mhm.
they're a bit volatile right now if you've been watching the market. But one of the CEOs, it was John Lasseter. He's the CEO, or was. No, I think he still is. He just on a leave of absence for Pixar, part of Disney. He was accused of sexual harassment. Metoo movement attacked him, and he had to step away. So they either let him go, and he goes and works for somebody else, stock's going to drop, or they keep him on, people are upset, stock's going to drop. That's going to affect the overall stock value, and that will thereby affect the offer to Fox. So that's just something to, I don't think it'll, I honestly don't know. I'm just kind of putting this out there for it to talk about, but it could negatively affect, not only the stock itself, but the offer. And this is kind of right at the last minute, so maybe it's too late for that to happen, but it could have some sort of effect on it.
Well, I don't know much about stocks, but I think that Disney's stocks dropping over the past few weeks is an indication that they're not invincible. Because I would be very, very concerned if stocks were part of a deal with a merger and all this stuff right now, especially with all this stuff kind of coming to light. So, I don't know much about all this stuff, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see the way that it plays out. But I was under the impression that the Disney and Fox thing was already a done deal. They just need to sign paperwork and stuff like that. But apparently, from what you're saying, that's not the case.
Yeah, that counteroffer changed everything.
Yeah, they're making the decision in July.
Mm.
When they do that, they'll start signing the paperwork. They're still in negotiations right now.
Let's just say that all of us collectively as a comic book community would be very sad if Disney does not get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That completely ruins everything.
Don't mess up my stories.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because Sweet Exorcist was saying, what does Comcast have to gain? And I just said, it's money and leverage on Disney. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, it's just like one of those things where it's like, oh, well, you can't make these characters. You can't use these unless you pay us money for X, Y, Z, and maybe we'll license them out to you. It's just like, it's just one of those things where it's just, you've seen how long it's taken them to have the possibility of getting back the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and all these other characters. And then for them to just be kind of locked into, no, you've lost these characters, these flagship characters, you've lost them forever, and then you're gonna lose them for another, however many years until the patent goes out. And Comcast is doing well; they have money, so they could easily lock these characters up for the next however many decades, and all of a sudden, by the time that they would potentially get them back, nobody would even care. So, I mean, it's definitely, as soon as I heard that, and I saw that there was concern just from how many people were talking about it in the news and everything, I kind of had a not so good feeling about it, because I feel like Comcast does bring a lot to the table money wise, and they can make a pretty hefty offer with no real with no real concern to their own business model. It's just similar to Disney. So I hope Disney does is able to pull through. Hopefully the whole John Lasseter thing doesn't, affect it. But I mean,
hopefully not. That would be my ideal option. And there's a question. I don't know if you guys thought of this, but why would they pick a $60 million offer versus a $54.5 million offer? Right, 60 all cash, 54.5 stocks.
Yeah.
Well,
The difference there is in taxes.
Yeah.
Which makes the Disney offer more appealing, even though it's a less absolute number.
But plus, I mean, most of these people that are going to be getting this money or stocks already have a lot of money and stocks. So, I mean, if you look at it from a business standpoint, you want to go with the long haul. There's more money involved in the Disney deal as a whole than the buyout deal from Comcast.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, really, honestly, like, it's all about just whether you want to take that risk, because, like Jesse said, I mean, the Lasseter thing could prove to be, the biggest problem in that whole thing, where just like, you can't fire the guy, you can't keep him because people can get pissed off and drop you. Like that's the hardest part about it. So
Right.
for Marvel's sake, I'm hoping that that Fox is more long-term thinking, but we'll see. I mean, July's not that far away. It's not that far away. So I mean,
Just a couple weeks.
Yep.
the decision's coming quicker than one would think. So I mean, hopefully it, just like Jesse was saying, it's too late now, and it's just like, you know what, money's on the table, take it or leave it, and I just hope they take it, because I think that would be something really incredible to see them get the rights back to those characters, and just to see like what they can actually do, when they have the entire roster to pick from, rather than kind of having to hop around. I mean, because they've done great with what they've done so far, but I mean, just imagine with everything at their disposal, it would be incredible.
100%. And Fox, what will be left of Fox when they're done? They were jokingly calling it Fox Light. I think they're just going to be calling it Fox. But they're already planning basically on it being like they did a town hall a few months back, and they said, once the offer goes through, we need to be up and running on the day that the merger is effective. Like, we need to be ready to go as this new company, hit the ground running. We need to start already being profitable. And that date that he chose was next summer. So about a year, which kind of makes sense. So we get the decision in July, then it has to go through DOJ for approvals, just like all these other mergers. It's antitrust laws and all these other things, anti-competitive, considerations. And that should take about a year, maybe a year and a half if there's any hiccups, which would make that timetable fall right into place perfectly. So even though they're making the decision in July, don't expect any kind of movie announcements for maybe even another year after that.
Yeah, it'll take a
So
long.
I'm thinking if we hear about like, AVX or whatever, I'm just throwing that out there. That's going to be like third quarter of 2019 when we get that announcement.
I feel like you hear about more divisions being created, than you will, and people being hired on for certain things, rather than you hear about actual movies. I think it'll be something where you'll probably see more personnel moves than you will any sort of big announcements, which is good. Just because if it goes through the way that everybody hopes it does, there's going to be a lot that needs to be put into order. I mean, you got to figure how much organizing are they going to have to do just to get things ready to say, okay, look, we at least have this group created to deal with these movies and these shows, and what are we going to do with this? And then, and that's just this, the Marvel stuff. Like, that's not even scratching all the Fox properties they have too, which is like, it's really going to be, it's almost to the point where it's just like, I wonder if they almost bought more than they should have, for the fact that there's a ton of stuff. Just think about a property like The Simpsons. Disney now would own The Simpsons. Like, that would, and that's a, ongoing show. Like, they have to be ready to put that to order and hire on all those people and get that moving and everything like that. So that's going to be, that's really going to be, there's a lot of moving parts. I think the way is the easiest way to say it. So it makes sense.
But the way you guys are talking about this, one of the things I really believe in, I'm taking the example of Lucasfilms. Disney is almost like just the backer of these companies, meaning that Disney owns them, but they still run and do things the way that they did or would have if they didn't need the money. Because, we look at Simpsons and stuff like that, but I think that Matt Groening would still run The Simpsons the way he's ran it for the past, 25, 30 years. So I don't think that Disney would have too much of a say so until their money, they start hurting most where it always does in people's pocketbooks. And I think that once that happens, then Disney's going to step to the plate and say something. But I wouldn't really expect anything to change. I think that it's a good idea for it to happen so that Marvel can get that stuff back, because I feel more comfortable with these comic book properties being in the hands of Marvel than somebody like Sony or Fox and stuff like that. So I just think that even though they would get it, I don't expect anything else to change.
Oh, but good point. Jay made in the comments though is that the Simpsons actually won't be part of the deal because they're Fox TV. Since Disney already owns ABC, they can't buy that. Comcast already owns NBC, so they can't get part of it. So Fox TV is not part of the deal.
Yeah, that's why we don't have to worry about Disney owning Gotham. Similar thing. Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Spider-Man shows up in Gotham, like,
right?
What's going on? What?
Daredevil shows up in Gotham, like, hey, it's a red Batman.
That'd be awesome.
Doctor Strange's college buddies with Alfred. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. You got Lex Luthor hanging out with I don't know. All right, so let's change gears here. I thought this was pretty funny. Marvel Studios is obviously always looking to. You guys can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're always looking to see what new they can do, spread out into new areas. What new properties can we bring to the table that will make us some money? So what they did, they reached out to a guy named I think it's Jay Chandrasekhar. He is part of Broken Lizard Club. If you're not familiar with them, it's Super Troopers. They do that. A couple other things, but that's like their big one.
Right, man.
Right. So Jay, he did an interview with Sci-Fi. They have a whole website that they do. So he said they sent me the Marvel Encyclopedia and said, "What do you guys want to do?"
Oh man.
So what he did was he gave it to his kid. So he's like, my kid's 13 years old. He's going through it. It'll be cool to see what he comes up with. But it sounds like they want to do something with the Broken Lizard Club, which is a comedy troupe.
Yep.
Who makes
West
movies?
Coast Avengers.
I was thinking, have you ever heard of Next Wave? Agents of Hate? It was a Warren Ellis thing.
Yeah.
I thought that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, something where they can
Next Wave. Or Howard the Duck.
Or Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah. something like comedic and humor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, they might even be really good at damage control. Like they could probably make damage control super funny.
Yeah. How about Superior Foes? I thought that was pretty cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? There was some humor in that.
That's a
good title for that.
Very underrated book. If you haven't read that one, everybody, it was going along the same time as Superior Spider-Man. It's a really solid series.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Jackie said their movies are funny, but technically third rate. I do agree with that. It would be a very different look and feel on
how can you say that?
I mean, there's some polish to it, but it's not going to stand up to I don't know what else the rest of the properties. But again, they did say that they're going for a distinctively different look and feel once this what do you call it? This phase is over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Super Troopers 2 was funded through was it a Kickstarter? I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, I
didn't even watch that.
100%. I can hear the third rate part of things. They do a good job. They definitely do a good job with it, and they have their movies tell their stories the way that they want them to. So it would be different to see them do something with Marvel, because I think there's a lot more strings attached to it. I just think that it would be fun to see them do something that would make you laugh out loud and be really funny. Something, I guess, in the vein of Deadpool, but I think it would be different because those guys have a different sense of humor than what Ryan Reynolds has and stuff.
It's wheat jokes, and they would, I don't know what they would call it. Maybe they could do Black Cat, that movie. Do it right, meow.
Right, meow.
Now, I wonder too if they're gonna have cameos with the group, because that's the funniest part, is that their dynamic is really good. It's really strange to see them. I don't think I've actually seen too many of them in other movies with other people. They act well together. It's just kind of weird. I know that Jay has directed a lot of other things. Like he did a few episodes of the original Arrested Development. He also was in one of the Jackass movies, and directed a little bit of it as well. So their comedy chops are top notch. It's just can they direct the Marvel movie? I think they can. to get over that like kind of like cheese factor that they have is going to be a little tough though.
I think at this point, Marvel's proven that they make good decisions.
Yeah.
So if they want to go this route, I think that they know better than I if that's a good decision or not. So I have confidence that whatever they do, Marvel will make sure that it fits with, the look and feel and, quality of what they are expecting, what we're expecting. So
actually, Jackie made a good point too. He said they could do Howard the Duck or Nacho the Clown, and they could do that well too.
Yeah, right. What about like slapstick?
Ooh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess.
I don't want to see slapstick in a movie.
I think that I almost said Lords of the Long Box. Undisputed Frost would be happy. Didn't he buy like 20 copies of Slapstick #1?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Maybe that was Gene Polly's Peter. GPAP.
Hey, everybody's got a favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything with my collection of multiple copybooks.
Right. All right, cool. So there's some options there. We'll curious. So I'll be following that story and what comes of that. So pretty interesting. Speaking of interesting, ComiXology, it's part of Amazon. Obviously, it's a very good digital platform. They have a lot of different initiatives on there, whether it's the unlimited or print on demand, things like that. They have a new thing called ComiXology Originals. So what that's going to be is a bunch of new original content from some creators. They're doing it in waves. First one is about like 7 books. I think it's 7 books. And it's by a bunch of pretty cool people. There's some pretty interesting looking ones. There's Richard Starkings, who's part of it. Ryan Khalil's part of it. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
He's center for the Carolina Panthers. One of the things that he's doing a graphic novel, an original graphic novel. So they'll publish that all at once. A couple miniseries, but what they're going to do with the miniseries, and they're already up, is actually put the entire miniseries up at once. And they said you can binge it just like you do with your Netflix. So that's pretty cool. And they're going to be having some others coming out, but they're starting with Elephant Man and a couple others from these people. So there's going to be a couple of them, and this has been out for a while, this capability, but it's called print on demand. So if there's a book that you want, Elephant Man, Richard Starking's Elephant Man, for example, you can actually have it printed out and shipped to your house as a hard copy.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Right? That's pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. And then some of the other ones are strictly digital, but I think that's pretty neat initiative on their part. You can, I don't know if you have Amazon Prime or anything like that, but you'll be able to read those for free. They're included with your membership.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's a Kindle and the ComiXology and Amazon Prime have like these, free paid things. So, well, the free add-ons to a paid thing.
They said if the print and if it does it's free 2-day shipping as well. Like, can you also have it shipped to you in 2 days? I guess.
I don't know what the turnaround time is on the print on demand.
Yeah, I mean, because if it was Prime Plus, if you could use your Prime free shipping and have a print, I mean that would be incredible. But I have to think that if they're gonna put it in a hard copy format, it probably takes a little longer than 2 days. But that's just wishful thinking, I guess.
Yeah, next day delivery. So pretty interesting. I think that if it works and it's successful, that you may see more, companies take that route, or seek out Amazon to do this on their behalf, or maybe even Diamond would do something like that. I don't know if they do digital with print on demand, but there's a lot of different possibilities for the future if it is successful. So,
hey Chris, who's the friend you got behind you?
Oh, that's Schizo.
Schizo, for real?
Yeah, that's his name.
Who is?
He has a brother named Major. Cat. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody stay asleep. Everybody stay asleep.
Brian's taking a spot from you.
What? Taking a spot?
Brian B.
Oh, yeah.
What? Actually, let me go ahead and plug this in real quick if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead,
I actually, just been kind of following along with the chat and stuff like that. So just real quick, everybody, I'm just trying to raffle spots off for the first Punisher, Amazing 129. If anybody's interested, $20 a spot. 5 more spots, and we can go ahead and give away a spot. Brian B wants a spot. Which one do you want, my friend? Because I have quite a few of them. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and then you guys can see what it is that I got. I got E-Rod in 6, Big E's with 1, Jeff G with spot 8, Stay Puft with spot 10, and then I got the rest of them. So if anybody's interested, let me know what spot you want, and I'll put you in. And I want to stop sharing so Jesse can take over.
All right, sweet. A lot of good spots there. So what will happen if the spots don't fill tonight is it will roll over to Instagram. Right?
Well, it'll roll over to Freestyle Friday tomorrow.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll do Freestyle Friday, and if I don't sell it there, it will go over to Instagram, and it'll just sit there until another live chat or until the spots fill up.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it is the price of the Punisher, so I mean, I feel like spots aren't gonna take that long to get going. So if you want it, go get it.
And tomorrow's payday, people.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
$20. That's nothing. That's what, maybe lunch for a couple of days.
Do you see the spot that Brian wanted?
I got it. Yeah.
Spot 69.
Hey.
Heyo.
He's bidding in all the auctions or the raffles.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Auctions, raffles, yeah. All right. So let me show you guys something. And I want you to
stop
guess.
presenting me?
No. I mean, yes. We'll do it this way. So this is a screenshot of a certain thing. Can you see it?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Any ideas where this is from?
If I don't read the URL at the top.
Yeah, don't read that. Okay. So you just gave it away. Okay. So some bish. So this is actually an initiative, a pilot program that GameStop is going to be doing. So what they want to do is sell comic books through GameStop. They have a person on, his name's James Parker, who used to work for Hastings. If you know, they had a really good program with exclusives and just comic books in general, right? So when that company went under, he went over to GameStop. Now he's trying to kickstart another initiative here. It's going to be 40 stores, so 20 GameStops, and then 20 Think Geek stores. So 40 altogether. I don't know where they are, but it's basically just a test platform right now, just to see how it works out. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign for, for the industry as a whole, really.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like, I mean, if you remember back in the, big money days of comics, the 90s, you had retail stores that had packages of comics. I know Marvel has, or I'm sorry, Walmart has like those little bundles now, but you have to know that they're there. You're not just going to see them, and they put them at like the end of the trading card aisle. Like
they're with the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, so it's
sometimes they're even in the toy aisle. Like it's just like I've seen them in the toy aisle in one. I've seen them at the the Pokemon trading card stop, and I've also seen them over in the entertainment. So with like the video games and movies and stuff too.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to know where to look.
They've definitely done that. And then where was I going with that? Completely lost my train of thought. Oh well.
That train left the station.
It totally did, but it'll work out. But what GameStop was doing though is they've tried this. I read the article. They've tried this a bit and have had a bit of success with the collectibles. Like if you go into a GameStop now, you will find Deadpool statues, Harley Quinn statues, things of that sort. That Captain Marvel plates and cups, things of that sort. So I can see that this is definitely a next progression for them, and I'm hopeful that it's successful because if you think about it, GameStop has to branch out to stay successful. because of the online buying power of games at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
It could benefit us all if it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that you know, what the game companies would like to, like, what the publishers would like to see is all of us go to buying digitally, because it cuts down the you know, the process of printing out games on disc and everything like that.
Everybody except Diamond.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing is, you know, like they want, you know, that's what they're looking for people to do. So for GameStop, and I think a lot of it too has to deal with the fact that I think some of the publishers are a little greedy, because they look at the fact that you have something where they you know, where there's a resale value, and they don't like that because they're not getting a piece of it. So to keep that, you know, to keep that going, you know, I agree with Justin. You have to have different things that, you know, are going to bring people into the store, and things that are going to be fun for you know, people to pick up. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so you could bring in a bunch of like old PS2 games or something and pick up some comics maybe.
Yeah, that's what I saw, man. That would be worth it to go like hit some yard sales and just pick up crap games.
Yeah.
And go get some free comics. Man,
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I'd be down for that all day.
Right. I'll do that. So they're going to be doing Marvel, DC, Image, and I think was it Oni Press that was rolled into that as well? There was one other publisher.
Yeah.
I think it was Oni.
I would like to see Alterna get into a shop again, since, you know, they were in Toys R Us. Like, you know, that's a big market for them to be right at the registers at every Toys R Us, and now that's gone. They've lost, you know, a ton of exposure. So I'd like to see them get on something else too.
You know, on Alterna, I think it was today actually, they posted a picture of Brian B's shop in Margate.
Nice.
Phil's comic shop. If you check it out on Twitter, it shows the picture, and it says that he just stocked up on the entire line of Alterna. So that's pretty cool. Congrats on that shout out from Alterna. That was pretty cool.
Very
Saw
nice.
that today. So, all right, cool. So I think we're pretty much at the end there. I know that Justin, you had something that you wanted to do at this point.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and present you.
It's
the
auction
entire world.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's kind of a reward for everybody. They've made it through. Now let's buy some comics, because that's basically our favorite thing to do. Because that's what we all do.
Yeah.
So
we made it through anti-bullying. We made it through Metoo. We made it through black and silver.
let's start with a first appearance, shall we? Let's start with a first appearance. Not quite Silver Age, but on the cusp, as it were. We'll go with the first appearance of Granny Goodness in Mr. Miracle, issue number 2. Now, this one I would say is well above average in grade, as there's no rips. There's plenty of spine ticks. It's a book from back in the day, but no rips, no color damage, no discoloration really. This one would present amazing. If you got it slabbed, you would be happy when it came back. You know what I'm saying? But we'll start it at $1 and just see where it goes. $1 for Mr. Miracle number 2. First appearance of Granny Goodness. Find that one for $1.
That's a nice looking copy from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, dude, it's great. I was amazed when I found it.
Yeah. All right, we got Strictly Comics at $10. Jeff Johnson's coming in with 25.
Oh my gosh.
25 biggies.
Really, Jeff Johnson?
Up a little bit. Jeff Johnson at 25.
I don't even know what that retail for.
Jackio says, is that the real first appearance or the fake first CGC?
Yeah.
This is bona fide first appearance,
yeah,
brother.
That's the first full cameo of both of her hands.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Do we hear 26? 26. I don't know what it retails for either. I'm going to go ahead and put up. You want to do a timer?
Yeah, cool. We got one.
I know they like to do timers. Yeah, I'll just use my phone here.
That'll work.
What do you want to do? 2 or 3 minutes? It's up to you.
This one's already been going, so let's go with a 2-minute on this one.
2-minute timer. All right.
Jeff Johnson's wanting to bring it home. He needs some Granny Goodness in his life. And
2 minutes is going.
you can't beat, like, this is such like a classic. I mean, you want to say classic. It's the second time we see him basically in issue number 2, but Mr. Miracle doing exactly what Mr. Miracle does, getting out of an impossible situation.
That's right.
Big E says first full appearance.
Sweet.
Oh,
That's Jack Kirby, right?
yes, sir.
JK, yeah. We got Jeff Johnson at 25. We need somebody at 26 to take it home, or it'll be Jeff's.
Or to be Jeff's.
A minute and a half left.
Let me throw my PayPal. This will be PayPal. $3 shipping, just because shipping. If you're in Canada, we'll have to talk about shipping. That was a nightmare shipping to Canada recently.
Yeah.
And
I
don't
Jeff's
even
in
know
one of
where
the
that
5
book
boroughs, so you're good.
is. I don't even know where that book that I shipped to Canada is now. The U.S. Postal Service and the Canadian Service just aren't even updating it anymore. So
Yeah. They're whack. Jack Yo said he's really intoxicated, so he's apologizing. No need to apologize. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Have a sip on us. All right, 45 seconds left.
45 seconds. Jeff, take it home.
Jeff is at 125, so I just added $100 to it for you. Thanks, Jeff.
I'll pack it really nicely for that price.
Yeah.
It'll come with extra books, let me tell you.
You get a top loader for that price.
Ooh. Yeah. Recently, Comically Flawed and I were talking about those. I've never bought top loaders. I bought a couple books that came in top loaders.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
I like them.
Yeah. Just one of those things that I've just never invested in, I guess.
Yeah.
So looks like where are we at? Done?
Ask me again in 3 seconds.
Done?
There it is.
Sold. Good job. So Jeff, shoot that over. Make sure you send me your address, brother, and I'll get this shipped out to you this weekend.
Congratulations.
Get it coming on down the line. All right.
Nice.
Let's do.
That's true.
All right, let's do this set back here because I feel like there's a Batman fan or an Alex Ross fan that needs this full set. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful set. Alex
really
Ross,
is.
you get all 3 as far as we go with just the inked cover. We get the nice sketch cover.
Nice.
You would think that the sketch or the inked cover would be, or the black and white and the sketch. Sorry, if you would think that the black and white and the sketch would be the big money books of this set, but for whatever reason, it is the color. The color variant of this one is just insane. So this one will start a little bit higher, but still at a good price. So we'll start this one at $20 for the 3-book set of Alex Ross, Harley Quinn's Little Black Book, issue 47.
That really is a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
I like it.
it was nice when it came out. And this one also, these all came out in those black bags, so you had to open them. You had to be super careful.
Those were fun.
These all
Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These all came out without any spine ticks. Like, you're completely smooth up and down the spine here. Nothing along the top or the sides. This is just, it's perfect. If you wanted to get this set and slab the whole set, I mean, I will guarantee, as they sit right now, they would all get 9.6, 9.8s, like all day long. There's just nothing wrong with these books. So
cool. And minimum bid is 20?
20. Yeah,
all 3?
20. Yeah.
All right. And
All
what's
3.
shipping on those?
For this set, we'll go no shipping on that one.
All right. $20 free shipping for 3 beautiful Alex Ross books.
The sketch is cool, but I like the black and white one. I think the best.
Yeah.
Something about it. But here's the thing.
It's like a graphite look. I like it.
Here's the really cool thing. Notice Harley. Harley is different in every one of them. Some type of degree, like you can't see the full back of her neck. Her shoulder isn't turned as much in that one.
The facial expression is different in both.
Right.
All right.
This one's also a bit different.
Yeah. Spidey's at 20. TJ's at 25.
What?
$25.
They had,
TJ Watson.
they had to go look it up on eBay to see if I was telling the truth.
I think that's what happened. little Google action.
I'll be honest with you.
Hitting up the auctions.
As somebody who has those three, ow, that hurt.
To get you with the claws.
But as someone who has all three of those, and now is bleeding from the back, Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder actually say those are their favorite issues to sign. They like to sign all three of them together. They said signing them individually isn't as fun as all three at once. So, if Justin's giving you a good deal, go get him, and then have those who sign them.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Oops, I'm doing the timer. Forgot about it. All right, we got TJ Watson at $25.
25.
All three books, free shipping.
Yes, sir.
Some Alex Ross goodness. Did you save the black bags or you threw those out?
I mean, they're gone.
Yeah, okay.
They're long gone. I didn't save any of those. Normally, I mean, you could put it's one of those things you could keep it. What are you going to do with it? You're not going to put the book back in it because then you risk damaging the book, putting it back in that bag.
Right.
You know?
True. Very true. And then it's not even flat. Spidey fan is at 26. I think he's not sure about it.
He's questioning whether or not he can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can bid 26, Spidey fan.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Full $1 increments.
Well, yes. Cents will get you not counted.
That's right.
Yeah,
that is absurd. So while we're doing this, I do want to thank everybody for being here with us for the show. I know there's other things going on, whether it's on TV or other places on the tubes. So we do appreciate you hanging out with us, over on this show. So thank you.
I mean, just hanging out on this show and being like in the chat, even if I wasn't on the show, just hanging out in the chat is always so much fun. Just seeing like what everybody's talking about and how it's going, getting their views on what the topics are and things like that. TJ Watson jumping back with 30.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Because he wants to make,
dirty 30.
He wants to make Capullo and Snyder proud and be like, oh, you got all three of these? It's gonna be so much fun to sign these now.
Full set.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. I guess Spidey folds. So it's with TJ at 30.
All right.
Gomez just bid 50. No, he didn't.
I looked over real quick. I was like,
yeah, I saw that. What? All right, cool. And the timer is about to run out anyhow.
Cool.
We'll make the old sound so they know. There it is. Cool beans sold to TJ Watson. Nice buy, man. That's three beautiful books there.
Yeah.
Yep. Really nice. I mean, Alex Ross covers are always amazing, but that one actually stands out. It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we'll do like two more.
Okay, can I plug this in real quick?
Yeah.
I only got 3 more spots, and I can give away a spot. I need to sell 3 more spots, and then we can give away a spot. 20 still got quite a few spots. I can share my screen real quick. But $20 a spot for this raffle. If anybody's interested, I got Manny NYC that took spot number 2. I got 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, and then 11 through 17, and then 19 all the way down through 30. So although 3 of the spots are going to be given away, there's 30, but 3 of the spots are going to be given away. But I need to sell 3 more, and we will give away a spot here tonight if we can get 3 more sold. So if anybody's interested, hit me up. Say what spot you want. Other than that, Justin, it's all yours, man.
All right. This one we'll do, and we'll add books if this one gets up to anything, because I just think it's fun. Some people like this book, some people don't have it. This could be a book that you need in your collection. We'll go with Alpha Flight issue number 1.
Oh, there you go.
Oh baby, you talk about some crazy first issue antics in this.
Look at Puck.
I know. He's so hairy. He's so oh, that poor guy. Poor guy. I guess they don't have razors in the Canadians.
And it's a newsstand, too.
Yep, newsstand. You have basically, if you like most any Marvel character, they're on this cover. We have Daredevil back here, even showing up underneath my fingers. So very cool. Great shot. I mean, we're starting at $1, everybody. Sorry, didn't say that. Starting at $1. If we make it to $8, we'll add another book.
Ooh.
$8 holler. $3 shipping.
You gotta love the stacker auctions.
Right? Gotta love those. I'm trying to be like Jason Smith. He's my hero.
You gotta show really fast.
Zoom. Unzoom.
I'd actually bid on that, but I got 2 copies already.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. I'm with you. I'm with you.
So 8 with 3 shipping?
Yes. Well, no.
That's-
Starts at $1. We're starting at
Oh.
$1.
Oh, if it gets to 8 is when you add the book. Okay.
Yes.
Would you be adding a
Explode.
Spider-Man #1?
$1. We hear $1. That's
You don't
one
know.
simple dollar. That's 4 quarters, people. 100 pennies.
100 pennies
It's
coming
the
out.
first appearance of Puck.
What are the
That's a bottle
odds?
sticker.
Let's see. How high would it have to go for you to add a 337? I thought 337 in that. Seeing as how you have multiples.
He's got stock.
It would depend on the grade, but it wouldn't. It really wouldn't have to go that high for me to
You
add.
got 1 in each grade.
Oh, so there's a possibility of 337 if people get it up to the threshold of $8. Possibility, not saying a guarantee.
I don't know. At 337, I probably have everything. I mean, I have a slab 9.6. I don't have one that's a 9.8, but I probably have like a 4.290 and some 8s, you know. And then I have a solid reader copy that I enjoy actually getting out and actually reading, you know, looking through. Oh yeah, indeed. All right, maybe we don't have any. No love for the Alpha Flight. No love for Alpha Flight. That's all good.
You have a Daredevil 295?
I have lots of Daredevil 295s. Brian B knows it. That's
want you to add one.
That is
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
Second appearance of Typhoid Mary?
No. She wasn't. There wasn't anything special about that book. It was just
That was
it's special because it was like the first Daredevil book I ever got.
Right. You know when I first got for Daredevil, I think the lady's name was the Surgeon General.
Yes. That was right after 300. Yep.
Yeah, that was my first ever Daredevil issue.
Yep. That's a solid. Yeah, Spider-Man's in it. We'll say that. Spider-Man's in that storyline. We'll kind of end it on that one.
Okay.
Gomez, how many times have I read 337? Gomez, that's a lot. Because I also have it, thanks to Comically Flawed, in trade. So
Nice.
I can flip through that thing anytime. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Cool.
All right, so no love there. So we'll just jump into a variant.
Well, I think people do like the book, but I just think that people have it. Is the thing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So
yeah.
we'll keep it. We'll throw it on another auction one day.
Uh-huh.
No problem. That's no problem. All right, so last one here. This one is going to grow as the price goes up, guys, because I'm showing 3 books for this lot. There are 3 more. Scratch that. 4 more that I could possibly add to it. So we'll start off with the awesome Uncanny X-Men Annual #1 variant by Ken Lashley himself of Domino.
Oh, nice.
That's a beautiful cover.
That's cool. I like that.
Beautiful cover. We're going to throw in a Supergirl 19 art term that, to me, this is my favorite because I really like this version of Supergirl.
Yep. The cartoon.
Can't go wrong with that. And then
with some heat,
we'll throw in the Jenny Frison variant for Phoenix Resurrection #1.
Nice.
I love it. And we'll start it at $1. Started at $1. $3 shipping.
That.
For some awesome variant covers here, people.
There you go.
I'll kick it off.
Oh.
Yes, I still have that one. That one's not going anywhere, Spidey fan. What? We got JLS Comics is a high bidder at $1. $1 holla for the JLS man.
And since I'm running the timer, 5 seconds to go. Oh.
Spidey fan did 3.
$3. Oh wait, actually, let me run the timer. I just started it. Right. Spidey fans at 3.
$3.
$3.
$1 a book. You can't go wrong with that.
Dollar, make you holla.
Flash is upset about you mixing DC with Marvel, but how can you get mad? You get two Marvel books. You know, I mean, give the DC away, do whatever, but you know, for $1 you can't go wrong. Or $3 now you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
that's right. And I'll just say this: if the price continues to go up, then Michael Turner will be added to your list of awesome artists here in this bundle.
Get to 5.
Oh, Spidey's at 5. I was at 4. Spidey was at 3. Now we're back at 5. Did that backwards, but the end result was 5.
$5 holla.
Prison Archer and Lashley. Come on, people. Exactly.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
You know, like
This
some
one-
beautiful cover arts.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Just awesome. But yeah, I think, a lot of people, I think, just kind of miss this one just because it is an annual also, especially with like the domino hype from Deadpool 2 and everything that's coming up. This is just a really, really cool cover done with, basically 3 colors,
Yeah. I like, covers with a lot of stuff happening, but my favorite covers are like the portrait style covers. And that would be exactly like that, where it's the one character is the highlight and the focus. And yeah, it's a good cover.
Good deal.
So, all right. So we got Spidey Fan with 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds. Come on, all you snipers. Now's your time.
All right. This is a super deal. Spidey Fan gets it. Super deal. I'm jealous of
snipers. Yeah. Miss Hustle, do you want to bid on them?
Oh, God.
Got 9 seconds. 9 seconds.
$6, it could be yours. And
bird.
There it is.
Deal. Spidey Fan for $5. $3 shipping. I'll throw my
amazing deal. Yeah. Good job.
It's funny. I was wondering why they didn't make a Domino black with the afro just to kind of go along with the movies, at least temporarily.
That book actually came out right before it, but I could see what you're saying with the new series from Gail Simone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I always kind of keep it in my mind: movie universe, comic universe. They're separate. That's Marvel, Earth, 19 whatever. And
exactly,
it's not 616. So
yeah.
But yeah,
that's a good attitude toward it.
That's pretty much it. We'll end it there for the night.
Okay. Awesome. Well, very cool. All right, so we got a mini auction in there. Great buys, guys. And that was, I think Justin is his way of saying thank you for, hanging out here tonight and giving out some good deals. And of course, with Edwin's book as well, definitely jump on that. You'll be able to have another opportunity because we will be closing up here in a moment tomorrow night on Freestyle Fridays. And the time you're kicking that show off is at
7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
Bam. There you go. I know I'll be there. So that will do it, folks. Episode 88. We covered a lot of topics tonight. A lot of good stuff. Sold off some really good books, really beautiful covers. And we will have some more fun next week with episode 89. Thanks again, guys, and have a good night.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.